A midweek Cardano news update for you guys. There's a lot of interesting small stories here that I like to cover. Some of these didn't get much attention during the week because of so much drama that's been happening. But let's get right into this one for you guys. The very first one here is this security risk here. A group of North Korean hackers have worked out a way to drain your wallets by scanning your seed phrase from photos that you may take. So what had happened here was the person had lost $25,000 worth of assets. They didn't know what was going on here, checking the transaction history, found no interactions with the drainer wallet or malicious smart contracts. But what they did find here was that the seed phrase was compromised by a particular app. Now, this person ran a full diagnostic on the phone and found some malware on it, which is super scary, called Spy Agent. And this malware was hidden in a TV streaming app that had a very unique way of operating. So this allowed that app to scan the data of the photos, searching for patterns resembling a seed phrase. And what astonishing was that the malware could even recognize a seed phrase from a photo, even though it wasn't in text form. So this is absolutely crazy, guys. Do not take a photo of your seed phrase and store it on your mobile device. That is definitely a way to compromise your assets. Now, this was an interesting video. This is from Investor Answers. What can I say? I've done videos like looking at his content before, and this just really annoys me. Let me just play this for you guys, and you can hear what they're saying here in this video clip, and let me know what you think.
What happens to all the old stuff with no adoption? What happens to the ADAs and the XRPs? How come they still have huge market caps?
Locked in. They can't sell. They're locked into staking. They can't unstake. There was their trick early on, especially Cardano. They locked in people at a rate where they can't exit until a certain date, which I think starts in October for Cardano. So we should see some Cardano action in October, and then next year it starts to unravel. So whether people sell Cardano when they can, we don't know. But Cardano, I think, is one that we should watch. Could potentially drop.
All right. That is absolute bullshit. So what they're saying here is that with the ADA that is around, it's locked up in smart contracts. That is definitely not true. Cardano is the only L1 platform in the top 20 that has complete liquid staking. So the ADA can move in and out. You have your ADA wallet, you delegate it to a particular stake pool. That ADA never leaves your wallet, and you are free to do whatever you want with it. You can buy NFTs, you can move it to an exchange, you can buy, sell, trade other native tokens, whatever it is. And every 5 days, it takes a snapshot, records how much is in your wallet, and that amount is staked for that next epoch for staking rewards. So it's never locked up. And the fact that Marty Party here still thinks that ADA is a locked asset for staking means that he knows nothing about Cardano at all. That is the bare basics of what Cardano is and had been for many, many years. Before smart contracts, people were insulting it, saying, all there is staking. It was probably the best staking there. And this is also why you don't see Cardano's TVL massively huge, because that staked ADA isn't included in metrics like DeFi Llama. DeFi Llama specifically needs you to have ADA locked into a smart contract for that TVL to be included into their stats. Unlike Ethereum, unlike Solana, it's all in the smart contracts, so that you do need to, so that they can have those particular metrics in that data there. So Cardano isn't included in there because of that complete native liquid staking. Very different, guys. Just wanted to clear that up for anyone that is watching that isn't in the Cardano ecosystem. Obviously, if you are in Cardano and you are holding ADA, you know exactly how it works, but this is completely false. Now, what I also like to point out here is Solana does have locked up assets, and this is insane. This is Solana. 138 million SOL is locked and not included in the market cap currently. So you look at the market cap, you see X amount of SOL in circulation. Wow, that's amazing, lots of SOL. But there's even more of it that's locked up in contracts and will be released soon. How soon? Very soon. Look at this. In February 2025, we got 3.2 million SOL tokens being released. In March, we got 9.7 being released. And if you don't believe me, have a look at the Solana metrics. This is from Solana Compass. This is a website dedicated to the tokenomics of Solana. So here we can see the total supply at 580 million. Great. But have a look at this unlocked schedule. This is when Sol tokens will be unlocked from VCs that were involved, whatever it is. And these VCs that have these tokens unlocked, they have the biggest motivation to pump the price of Sol as high as possible. So when they get those unlocks, they'll snap it and sell as much as possible so they can maximize their profits. Let's have a look here. So here is October 2024. We'll go to 2025. Here we are. That's January now. I'll just scroll down a little bit more. I'll highlight it. This is the first of the unlocks here. We got that 3.2 million in end of February there. Then we got here, this is insane, 8.4 million unlocking on the 1st of March next year. If we go down a little bit further, we can see all these other huge unlocks, 500,000 there, another 1.7 million Sol tokens unlocked. So if you have Sol tokens and you're staking and you're trading, whatever it is, keep this in mind because this unlock is massive. If I had any Sol, I'll be selling it on the 23rd to maximize my profits. Watch the charts, come back to this video, bookmark it, review it. This is insane. Watch that, March next year. We'll see how the price of Sol is then after these VCs get their tokens unlocked. In other good news for the Cardano ecosystem, we have Wingriders upgraded to V2. So these are brand new upgraded smart contracts for their platform. They've upgraded to Plutus V2. They have a whole bunch of new features that are added into their platform as well. So congratulations to the Wingriders team for making it this far and continuously building in the bear market. Now, this other awesome news story is ADA handles launching their Subhandles. Now this is absolutely brilliant. Having a look at the user interface here for the Subhandles, it looks like you can personalize it, you can create the Subhandles, do all sorts of things there. Now I haven't had a play with this one yet. I had to go through and upgrade my handles. There's a bit of a process there and I thought I'd create some content around it so that if you guys hadn't yet and you wanted to step through something, there'll be some content there. And I'll put this on my new channel on the Learn Cardano tutorials. So if you want to follow along and learn how to upgrade your handles and get into Subhandles, this is where you can find the tutorials for it. So check that out, links down below for you guys. Now I did a big video covering Emurgo's new strategic partnership here with Ibex from the Antler Group Global. Now this is all around VC funding coming into the Cardano ecosystem. And from the comments, people were criticizing, oh, you know, Solana gets VCs and you hate on it, and Cardano suddenly gets VC and you jump up and down and enjoy. Well, I just want to make the clarification here. This is VCs for projects building on Cardano, not Cardano itself. So all these awesome innovators that are building things, infrastructure, whatever it is, I'm fine. I really am fine with that, having VC funding so that they can go and excel where they are best at. Maybe it's a small infrastructure thing, maybe it's NFT minting, maybe it's something, I don't know what it is, but you get the idea. Those type of companies need that VC investment so they can scale and grow their products out there and then help other developers use their platforms, whatever it might be, and then build new stuff on Cardano. So it has that massive snowballing effect. So this is the idea of this and I absolutely love it. So check out that video. I'll put links down below so that you can watch the full breakdown of what Emurgo are up to here. Now this was a crazy post here. This was someone buying 8.2 million min tokens for a total of 350,000 ADA. That's the buy order there. And that's an insane amount of min tokens. That's more min tokens than I will ever possibly have. Did it do anything to the charts? Yep, it sure did. Have a look at these green candles. It really pushed that price of min tokens up. But you know, if we scroll out here and zoom out and have a look at the the price history, it's still got a long way to recover, really, from when Minswap originally launched. But it's a good positive move there. Maybe this is the bottom for Min tokens with that amount of confidence that someone put in to buy that many Min tokens from the project. So I'd like to see, I'm a massive fan of Minswap, so I'd like to see where this one goes in regards to recovery from the price. And I'd like to understand why that person bought so much in one go. Anyway, really good news for the Minswap team. Now, this was a news story that was covered not just in the Cardano space, but broadly. I watched all these other YouTubers from Hedra, Hashgraph, Ripple also covered this one as well. And this is all around the Decentralized Recovery Alliance. And this, I think this initiative is really cool. I didn't know about it until this particular announcement with the incorporation of Cardano and IOG into the picture as well. But this DeRecAlliance, they provide a decentralized way of recovering your digital assets. So Ledger had a product that was built into their devices called Ledger Recovery, and that sharded the seed phrase into 3 different storage providers and encrypted so that you could recover from a lost device, a lost seed phrase by using that service. You pay a monthly fee or whatever it is, and then you can pull back those shards, reform your seed phrase, and then you can recover your assets that way. So if you're holding millions, that is the type of service that you want. This project does it in a decentralized way, so you're not relying on a centralized entity, what Ledger is doing, for example. So this is a really cool way, and I think it's really needed for mass adoption. Imagine a hedge fund that's holding hundreds of millions of ADA, and suddenly they lose their seed phrase and that all disappears, or hackers get into it, whatever it is. That's not a way that a hedge fund would want to operate. It would absolutely destroy their business. So it's a massive risk for them. So this is a nice way for them to recover so that they can continue operating their business. And if you check out their website, you can follow along with the development of what they're doing. And I think it's absolutely brilliant. So watch the project. We'll see where this one goes as well. Now, there's other products and services that are also needed for mass adoption. And this one here, something we never really think about, and it's the inheritance of crypto assets. So if I pass away tomorrow, what happens to all of these crypto assets that are on my ledger, on my hardware devices, whatever it is? There needs to be a way to be able to pass that and unlock it to another wallet. And GenWealth are building a really cool solution on Cardano for this as well. So check this one out. I did an interview a while back. I'll put a link down below for you guys as well, but they got Catalyst funding, so they are developing this and it is progressing forward. So all these really cool solutions to help mass adoption on Cardano. Now, on the governance side of things, we have Intersect opening applications for Intersect committee and board seat elections. They're all up and running. You can now nominate yourself to be a part of the committee or a part of the board. Applications are online within the Intersect MBO dashboard. This is what the application form looks like. So it is a little bit of a lengthy process, but you also do need to be an Intersect member to be able to gain access to those particular forms and submit yourself as a committee member or a board member. So check those out if you are interested about helping and forming the future of Cardano. Now, in one of my previous videos, I did talk about the first governance action that was put on chain. It's an info action, so it's a kind of a temperature check in regards to various actions. And this was the first one here about the name of the next hard fork being the Hostky hard fork. So it's a bit of a joke. It's a bit, I think it was Adam Dean that put it up, but it's essentially just testing out everything, making sure it's all working. But, you know, this is a governance action. It is on chain. If this one does pass, we should really name the next hard fork the Hostky hard fork. That would be absolutely hilarious if it was, actually. But you can see all this on chain. You can see people voting for it. This is the data on ADA Stat. It's a very nice website, very well designed, but you can see everyone that has voted for this particular governance action here and which direction the governance action is potentially going. So at the moment, SPOs 80% have voted no, DREPs 82% voted no. and committee hasn't voted at this point in time yet. So there's still a bit of time for this one. It expires on the Epoch 514, and we're currently at Epoch 508. So quite a bit of time here to go for this one. But you can see the direction. It's not going to be called the Hostky hard fork. All right. Now, the last thing I want to talk about here is a comment that I got on my YouTube channel here, and this is all about being called a paid shill for interviews that I do on my channel. So some projects do well, some projects don't do well, and it's hard for me to vet these things, but people say, hey, you got paid for this, you're shilling this project, you're profiting on us. Now, I'd like to mention that in the Cardano space, it's weird. It's different. No one gets paid for any of these interviews. I've spoken to other people that have come into the ecosystem, like bridges, exchanges, and all that, and they ask what your rate card is, how much are you guys getting paid, like how do you organize an interview? I tell them we don't charge, and they're taken aback because they don't understand. Everyone else charges. Why don't you guys charge? That's just the way it's been. It's from the very early days. You create content, you try and gain traction. Everyone's trying to gain traction and no one's charging. So this is where we've ended up at the moment in the Cardano space, with content creators not charging for videos. And as a result, I'm just going to stop doing interviews. If people are going to call me a paid shill, I'm just going to stop. So you can't accuse me of anything. And this is also Paul's sentiment as well. He also doesn't charge for interviews, and he's doesn't like these accusations, so he's not going to do it either. So this is just how it is in the Cardano space. You think that we get the big bucks for doing these interviews? We do not. Anyway, if you enjoyed the content, if you enjoyed the video overall, please at least hit that thumbs up on your way out, hit subscribe, notification bell. Wonders for the YouTube algorithm. I'm actually getting demonetized on my last video for whatever reason. So I don't know. This YouTube thing is a mystery. And I'll see you in the next video, guys.